हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Let us begin with our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीराय आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दं नेत्रे पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामं पार्थास्त्रपूत पदमापुरस्य. अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिघांसयापाय यदप्यसाध्भिः लेभे गतिं धात्र्युचितां ततोऽन्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम. अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवाद श्रवणं मुरारे. किं वा पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा. सोऽहं नृणां शूल्यसुखाय दुःखं महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः. त्वं भक्तियोगपरिभावितहृत्सरोज आस्ये श्रुते क्षितपथो ननु नाथ पुंसां. यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद्वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. सोऽसावदभ्रकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्ध प्रेम स्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं विजिम्भन्. उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादं माद्व्यागिरापनयतात् पुरुषः पुराणः. ससर्जाग्रन्थतामिस्रं मथत्तामिस्रमादिकृत् महामोहं च मोहं च तमश्चाज्ञानवृत्तयः. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Reading from Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13, entitled The Appearance of Lord Varahadev, text 23 onwards. We are reading the divine appearance of Lord Varahadev. How Lord Varahadev appeared from Lord Brahma, and everyone was very amazed to see the very unusual, uncommon, extraordinary appearance of the Supreme Lord in the form of a boar. Text 23. Iti मीमांसतस्स्य ब्रह्मणः सहसूनुभिः भगवान् यज्ञपुरुषो जगर्जागेन्द्रसन्निभः. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. While Lord Brahma was deliberating with his sons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, Bhagavan Yajna Purusho, means the Supreme Lord Vishnu, roared tumultuously like a great mountain. Jagarja. He roared with a resounding voice. Purport: Srila Prabhupada says, it appears that great hills and mountains also have their roaring power because they are also living entities. We see how uh, Mother Parvati, she is daughter of Himavant, the great Himalaya mountain, and Mother Yamuna Rani, also is daughter of Kalinda Parvat. So she's called Kalindi. So it is very clear that these mountains also have life. These mountains also are personalities. Prabhupada clearly says, it appears that great hills and mountains also have their roaring power because they are also living entities. Prabhupada says the volume of sound vibrated is in proportion to the size of the material body. Text 24. Brahmanam harshayamasa haristamscha dvijottaman swagarjitena kakubhaha pratisvanayata vibhu. The omnipotent Supreme Personality of Godhead enlivened Lord Brahma and the other highly elevated Brahmanas by again roaring with his uncommon voice, Swa Garjitena, which echoed in all directions. Lord Varahadev enlivened Lord Brahma and other demigods with his resounding voice, which means real devotees, they feel very happy when they hear the Vani, the sound of the Supreme Lord. And for us, the sound of the Supreme Lord is Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. These are all words of Krishna. And devotees feel very happy to hear the sound of Krishna. In the purport, in the last sentence, Srila Prabhupada says, the Lord's resounding voice was tumultuous and echoed horribly in all directions as an open threat to all demons who might challenge his omnipotency. In Bhagavad Gita also we see Krishna blew his conch shell, so did Arjun, and it created great havoc in the hearts. It shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. So Krishna's sound is devastating for the demons, and it is very encouraging and hope-giving for the devotees. Text 25. Nishamyate gharitam swakheda Shaishnu maya sukarasya janastapasatya nivasinaste tribhi pavitrair munayo grinansma. When the great sages and thinkers who are residents of Janalok, Tapolok, and Satyalok heard the tumultuous voice of Lord Varahadev, Sukarasya, Lord in the form of a boar, which was all auspicious sound of the all-merciful Lord, Pavitrai. They chanted auspicious chants from the three Vedas. When the great personalities, the great tapasvi rishis, they heard the tumultuous sound of Lord Varahadev, they found it to be very, very auspicious. And in response, they also chanted Vedic mantras. Srila Prabhupada writes, the word Maya is very significant in this verse. Maya means mercy. We have Mayapur Dham, means the land of mercy. In Marathi we say na, Are Kaitar Daya Maya Kar. Like that we say, that give some mercy. So Maya means illusion, but Maya also means mercy. One word can have different meanings. So Maya means mercy, Prabhupada says. Maya also means specific knowledge, and Maya also means illusion. Therefore, Lord Varaha is everything. He is merciful, he is knowledge, and he is illusion also. Matah Smritir, Jnanam, and Apohanam cha. Depending on how we approach Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate with us. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajami. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that the sound which was vibrated by the boar incarnation, Lord Varahadev, it was answered by the Vedic hymns of the great sages in higher planets like Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok. They started praying to the Lord. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, the earth planet was submerged in the mire, but on hearing the sound of Lord Varahadev, the inhabitants of the higher planets were all jubilant because they knew that the Lord was there to deliver the earth. So the earth had sunk at the bottom of the Garbhodaka ocean, but the higher planets were not. So this seems like partial devastation. And all the residents of the higher planets, they became very jubilant when they heard that Lord Varahadev, the Supreme Lord, had appeared, incarnated, and they responded by chanting Vedic hymns. Prabhupada further down says, there are many transcendental Vedic hymns. The most important is the Brihan Naradiya Puran verse, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that in the Brihan Naradiya Puran also, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is mentioned. In most of the versions of Kali Santarna Upanishad, it is Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. But there are some versions of Kali Santarna Upanishad also where it is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But in Brihan Naradiya Puran, it is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. So both the mantras are correct. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare also is correct. It is there in the Shastra. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is also there in the Shastra. In our Shastra, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Therefore, we chant it like that. But both mantras are correct. Both mantras are Vedic. In Brihan Naradiya Puran, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada says. Text 26. Tesham satam vedavitana murtir brahma vadharyatma gunanuvadam vinadya bhuyo vibudhodayaya gajendra lilo jalama vivesha. Playing like an elephant, Lord Varahadev entered into the water after roaring again in reply to the Vedic prayers by the great devotees. Brahma vadharyatma gunanuvadam. Lord Varahadev replied to the Vedic prayers of the great devotees by roaring again. Vedic prayers by the devotees. Satam Veda Vitana Murtir. Satam means of the great devotees. The Lord is the object of the Vedic prayers. He is the object of the Vedic prayers. And thus he understood that the devotees' prayers were meant for him. Krishna always hears our prayers. And we simply have to recite and Krishna will accept them. These residents of Tapalok, Janalok, Satyalok, they were far away. but they were reciting the prayers, and Lord Varahadev heard them and accepted them and responded also back by roaring. Srila Prabhupada says, the form of the Lord in any shape is always transcendental and full of knowledge and mercy. We should not think that because Lord Varahadev is appearing in the form of a boar, he has become mundane. No. In Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book, Shri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, there is mention of a devotee by the name. Who knows the name of the devotee? Who was a great devotee of Lord Varahadev? And just thinking of Lord Varahadev, his hair would stand on end. He would go into ecstasy, and all he wanted was to have darshan of Lord Varahadev. Just like Hanumanji always wants to have darshan of Lord Ramachandra, this devotee always wanted to have darshan of Lord Varahadev. He was completely ananya, completely focused on Lord Varahadev, which means every incarnation of the Supreme Lord is transcendental, very beautiful, and attracts certain devotees. The name of this devotee was Vasudev, and he lived in Koladweep, where Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu gave him darshan in the form of Lord Varahadev. So that place is called Koladweep. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada says that every form of the Lord, no matter what the shape is, whether he comes as half man, half lion, whether he comes as a tortoise, whether he comes as a fish, whether he comes as a boar, whether he comes as a human being, whether he comes as a demigod, the Lord is always transcendental, full of knowledge and full of mercy. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the Vedas are said to be the breath of the Lord, and that breath was inhaled by Lord Brahma, the original student of the Vedas. Krishna's shwas, Krishna's breath, manifests as the Vedas. And by inhaling that breath, Brahmaji received all the Vedic knowledge. It was a transfer of knowledge. How nowadays we can do through Bluetooth, we can do wireless transfer of data. So that technology we have developed now, but Krishna is unlimitedly more advanced and more developed than us. If we can have this arrangement, wireless transfer of data, then you can imagine Tene Brahma Hridaya Ādi Kavaye, how advanced Krishna is, how he can transmit. Prabhupada says, Vedas are said to be the breath of Lord Krishna, and that breath was inhaled by Brahma, the original student of the Vedas. The breathing from the nostrils of Brahma caused the appearance of the boar, Lord Varahadev, and therefore the boar incarnation of the Lord is personified Vedas. Muktasanga Prabhu, you understood? Beautiful. Text 27. Uchiptavala khachara kathorah sata vidhunvan khararo mashatvak khurahatabhra sitadamshtra iksha jyotir babhase bhagavan mahitraha. Before entering the water to rescue the earth, Lord Varahadev flew in the sky, splashing his tail, his hard hairs quivering. His very glance was luminous, and he scattered the clouds in the sky with his hooves and his glittering white tusks. Bhagavan, Mahindra, the supporter of the world, Bhagavan. And he was manifesting Sita Damshtra, the tusks. Damshtra are Sita, they are white. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes further down, the Lord is described here as Mahidraha, which means either a big mountain or the sustainer of the earth. Mahi can mean earth. In other words, the Lord's body was very big and hard. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, the poet Sri Jayadev Goswami a great devotee of the Lord, has sung of the incident in his prayers for the Dashavatar, the 10 incarnations. Vasati dashana shikhare dharani tav lagna shashini kalanka kaleva nimagna keshavadhrita shukara rupa jaya jagadisha hare. All glories to Lord Keshav, Krishna, who appeared as the boar. Keshavadhrita Sukara. Keshavadhrita Shukara Rupa. He appeared as Shukar, boar. The earth was held between his tusks, which appeared like the scars on the moon, the spots on the moon. Shashini Kalanka. Text 28. घ्राणेन पृथ्व्या पदवीं विजिघ्रन् क्रोडापदेश स्वयम् अध्वराङ्गः करालदंष्ट्रो अकराल दृग्भ्याम् उद्वेक्ष विप्रान् घृणतो विशत्कम्. He was personally the Supreme Lord Vishnu and was therefore transcendental. Yet because he had the body of a boar, he searched after the earth by smell. Yes. He was smelling for the earth, just like a boar. His tusks were fearful, and he glanced over the devotee Brahmanas engaged in offering prayers. Thus, he entered the water. Su karoti iti sukar. A boar always smelling like this. So, Lord Varahadev wanted to find the earth, and he was smelling. So, Susu karoti iti sukar. So, he appeared as a boar. Purport. We should always remember that although the body of a boar is material, the boar or the hog form of the Supreme Lord was not materially contaminated. Lord Varahadev is Satchidananda Vigraha. It is not possible for an earthly hog to assume a gigantic form spreading throughout the sky, beginning from Satyalok down to the Garbhodak ocean. His body is always transcendental in all circumstances. Therefore, the assumption of the form of a boar is only his Leela, only his pastime. But since he had assumed the form of a boar, he began to search out the earth by smelling, just like a hog. The Lord can perfectly play the part of any living entity. The gigantic feature of the boar was certainly very fearful for the non-devotees. But to the pure devotees of the Lord, he was not at all fearful. On the contrary, he was so pleasingly glancing upon his devotees that all of them felt transcendental happiness. Devotees became happy. 29. Savajrakutang nipatavega Vishirna Kukshi Stanayan Udanvan Utsrishta Dirghormi Bhujairivartas Chukrosha Yajneshwara Pahimeti. Diving into the water like a giant mountain, Lord Varahadev divided the middle of the ocean, and two high waves appeared as the arms of the ocean, which cried loudly as if praying to the Lord, O Lord of all sacrifices, please do not cut me in two. Kindly give me protection. Pahimeti, Pahimeti, Pahima. Yadneshwar, O Master of sacrifices. Purport. Even the great ocean was perturbed by the falling of the mountain-like body of the transcendental boar, Lord Varahadev, and it appeared to be frightened as if death were imminent. The ocean also got scared. Offered prayers for protection. Pahimam, Pahimam. 30. Khurayekshuraprayar Darayam Utparaparam Kriparurasayam Dadarshagam Tatra Sushupsuragre Yam Jivadhanim Swayam Abhyadatta. Lord Varahadev penetrated the water with his hooves, which were like sharp arrows, and found the limits of the ocean, although it was unlimited. He saw the earth, the resting place for all living beings, the karma bhumi for all jivas like us, lying as it was in the beginning of the creation, and he personally lifted it. Swayam Abhyadatta. He personally lifted the earth. Why? Because the jivas had to come. Jivadhanim, the resting place for all the jivas, is the earth. He saw the earth within the water. The word Rasayam is sometimes interpreted to mean Rasatal, the lowest planetary system, but that is not applicable in this connection according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The Earth is 7 times superior to the other planetary systems, the lower planet, namely Talatal, Atal, Tala, Vitala, Rasatal, Patal, etc. Therefore, the Earth cannot be situated in the Rasatal planetary system. It is described in the Vishnu Dharma पातालमूलेश्वर भोग संहतौ विन्यस्य पादौ पृथिवीं च बिभ्रतः यस्योपमानो न बभूव चोच्युतो ममास्तु मांगल्य विवृद्धये हरिः. Therefore, the Lord found the earth on the bottom of the Garbhodaka ocean, where the planets rest during the devastation at the end of the Brahma's day. So this is happening at the end of Brahma's day. So this answers our Shamchandra Prabhu's question. Prabhuji is here. Prabhuji is not here, but he had asked this question. So this is happening at the end of a kalpa. There is partial devastation at the end of Brahmaji's day. So this is that time where the earth is lying in the Garbhodaka ocean. Text 31. Swadram Shrayudhritya Mahim Nimagnam Sa Uthita Samruruche Rasaya Tatrapi Daityam Gadaya Patantam Sunabhasandipitati Vramanyuhu. Lord Varahadev very easily took the earth on his tusks and got it out of the water. Thus he appeared very splendid. Sandipita, he was glowing. He appeared splendid, and his anger glowing like the Sudarshan wheel, Sunabha, the wheel of Krishna. He immediately killed the demon, Hiranyaksha, although he tried to fight with the Lord. Daityam Gadaya Apatantam. The demon fought, but the Supreme Lord very easily killed him. Purport. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the Vedic literatures describes the incarnation of Lord Varahadev in 2 different devastations, namely the Chakshusha devastation and the Swayambhuva devastation. This what we are reading is Swayambhuva Manu. This particular appearance of Lord Varahadev actually took place in the Swayambhuva devastation, when all planets other than the higher ones, Janalok, Maharlok, Tapalok, Satyalok, all other planets were merged in the water of devastation. This particular incarnation of Lord Varahadev was seen by the inhabitants of the higher planets. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur suggests that the sage Maitreya amalgamated both the both incarnations in different devastations and summarized them in his description to Vidur. Therefore, 2 different Varahadevs are mentioned in this chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 32. Jaghanarundhanam asahaya vikramam salilayebham mriga radivambhasi tadraktapankan kitagandattundo yatha gajendro jagatim vibhindran. Thereupon, Lord Varadev killed the demon within the water. He killed Hiranyaksha within the water, just as a lion kills an elephant. Just like the lion kills the elephant. It's a good fight, but the lion kills. Similarly, Lord Varadev killed the demon Hiranyaksha. Mrigarat Iva Gajendra Jagan. Just like elephant is killed by the lion, Mrigarat, the king of all animals. Similarly, Lord Varahadev killed the king of demons, Hiranyaksha. The cheeks and tongue of Lord Varahadev became smeared with the blood of the demon, just as an elephant becomes reddish from digging in the purple earth. Panka Ankita, Ganda Tunda, the cheeks and the tongue were Panka Ankita, Tad Rakta. It was stained red by the blood of the demon. Text 33. Tamala Neelam Sitadanta Kotya Shmam Utshipantam Gajalli Layanga Pradnyaya Badnanjalayo Nuvakair Virinchi Mukhya Upatasthur Isham. Then the Lord, playing like an elephant, suspended the earth on the edge of his curved white tusks. Lord, playing like an elephant, lifted the earth on the tusks. He assumed a bluish complexion, Tamala, Neelam. Lord Varadev assumed a bluish complexion like that of a tamal tree. And thus the sages, headed by Lord Brahma, could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offered respectful obeisances unto the Lord. Upatasthu Isham Virinchi Mukhya. Virinchi means Lord Brahma and the other great sages, they all offered prayers to Lord Varahadev because he showed his complexion of Lord Krishna. Tamala Neelam. What prayers did the rishis and Lord Brahma offer? Text 34. Rishaya Uchuhu Jitam Jitam Te Ajit Yajna Bhavana Traim Tanum Swam Paridhunvate Namaha Yadro Magarte Nililyur Adhayas Tasmai Namah Karanasu Karayate. All the sages uttered with great respect, O Ajita, O unconquerable enjoyer of all sacrifices, Yajna Bhavana, all glories and all victories unto you, Jitam Jitam Te. You are moving in your form of the personified Vedas, and in the hair holes of your body, Yad Roma, the oceans are submerged. Adhaya, Nililyu. Even the oceans can fit in the pores of your skin. Just see how small the pores of our skin are. Even one drop cannot fit. In the pores of the skin of Lord Varahadev, oceans can fit. In one pore, ocean. Therefore, he can lift up the whole earth. It's very big. So the rishis who are seeing Lord Varahadev with their eyes, they are describing. These are the prayers that we should recite. Prayers of devotees who have seen the Lord, because they are describing what they have seen. These are the pure prayers of the pure devotees. For certain reasons, to uplift the earth, you have now assumed the form of a boar. Krishna also has a sense of humor. The earth was missing, it had gone somewhere, nobody knew where it is. Oh, You need someone to sniff out the earth. I will become a susu karoti iti sukar. I'll become a boar. Founded and bought. Krishna likes to do things with a sense of humor. Hmm. Purport. Lord Varahadev can assume any form he likes. Lord Krishna, Keshava, Dhrita, Vamana Rupa. Keshava Dhrita, Meena Swarupa. Keshava Dhrita, Bhrigupati Rupa. Keshava Dhrita, Rama Sharira. Keshava Dhrita, Sukara Rupa. Keshava Dhrita, Narahari Rupa. Krishna can assume any form he likes, and in all circumstances, he is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karana. Further down. He is never to be misunderstood to be other than the Supreme Lord because of his assuming the form of a boar to lift the earth. He is still Krishna. The devotees will glorify him. Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jitam Jitam Te, Jitayadnya Bhavana. 35. Rupam Tavahitam Nanu Dushkritatmanam Durdarshanam Devayad Advaratmakam Chandamsi yasya tvachibarhiromaso ajam drishit grishutta chaturhotram. The rishis are praying, O Lord Varahadev, your form is worshipable by performances of sacrifice, but souls who are simply miscreants are unable to see it. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrita mudoham Nabhijanati Lokamamajamabhyam. All the Vedic hymns, Gayatri, Chandamsi, all the Vedic hymns, Gayatri and others are in touch of your skin. In your bodily hairs is the kusha grass, and in your eyes is the clarified butter, and in your forelegs are the 4 kinds of fruitive activities. Chatu Putram. So these rishis are seeing everything in Lord Varahadev. Sacrifice, kusha grass, ghee, everything. In this way, they are glorifying Lord Varahadev. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, there is a class of miscreants who are known in the words of Sri Bhagavad Gita as Vedavadi, or so-called strict followers of the Vedas, Vedavadi. They do not believe in the incarnation of the Lord, what to speak of the Lord's incarnation as a worshipable hog. They describe worship of the different forms or incarnations of the Lord as anthropomorphism. In the estimation of Srimad Bhagavatam, these men are miscreants. Ahami sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhurev cha natu mam abhijananti tatvenatas chavanti te. They will fall down. In Bhagavad Gita 7.15, they are called out only miscreants. They are called not only miscreants, but also fools and the lowest among mankind, Naradhama. Namam dushkrutiruna mudha prapadyante Naradhama. Mudhoyam nabhijanati. And it is said that their knowledge has been plundered by illusion due to their atheistic temperament. Asuram bhavam ashrita. Maya aparita jnana. Their knowledge is stolen by Maya. For such condemned persons, who are fools, lowest among mankind, the Lord's incarnation as a gigantic hog is invisible. Naham prakasha sarvasya. These strict followers of the Vedas who despise the eternal forms of the Lord may know from Srimad Bhagavatam that such incarnations are personified forms of the Vedas. There are some followers of, so-called followers of Hinduism who decry deity worship. And they are simply fools. They don't have faith in the Shri Vigraha form of the Lord. Lord Varahadev's skin, eyes, and bodily hair holes are all described here as different parts of the Vedas. He is therefore the personified form of the Vedic hymns, and specifically the Gayatri Mantra. When we chant the Gayatri Mantra, we are supposed to meditate upon our Ishtadev. Those who are second initiated, when we chant Gayatri Mantra, we are supposed to meditate on our Ishtadev. Specifically, we should meditate on Srimati Radharani and her effulgence. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Her effulgence is what Krishna accepted. Radha Bhav, Radha Dyuti. So we should meditate on Radha Dyuti, on the effulgence of Radharani when we chant the Brahma Gayatri mantra. When the Karmakandi Brahmanas chant the Gayatri mantra, they meditate on Surya Dev. But we meditate on Srimati Radharani, whose effulgence is the source of the Brahma Jyoti, which is the source of Surya Dev. So like that. Tomorrow is the most auspicious tithi of Sri Radhashtami. Text 36. Last verse for today. Sraktunda ase tsruva isha nasayor idodare chamasa karnarandhre prashitramasye grasane grahastute yacharvanam te bhagavan agnihotram. The rishis are playing, "Oh Lord Varahadev, your tongue is the plate of sacrifice. Your nostrils is another plate of sacrifice, and your belly is the eating plate of sacrifice, and the another plate of sacrifice, the whole of your ear, Karnarandre. They are all Rashitram. They are all plates for sacrifice, Patra. In your mouth is the Brahma plate of sacrifice. Your throat is the plate of sacrifice known as Soma. And whatever you chew is known as Agnihotra. Charvanam te Bhagavan Agnihotram. Whatever you chew is Agnihotra. In the sacrifice time, we offer in the fire. And it is said that Krishna accepts the offerings through the fire. The flame of the fire sacrifice, Yajna, it represents the tongue of Krishna. Purport. The Vedavadis say that there is nothing more than the Vedas and the performances of sacrifice mentioned in the Vedas. They have recently made a rule in their group to formally observe daily sacrifice. They simply ignite a small fire and offer something whimsically, but they do not strictly follow the sacrificial rules and regulations mentioned in the Vedas. Srila Prabhupada is speaking about a particular type of so-called Hindus. It is understood that by regulation, there are different plates of sacrifice required, such as Srak, Surva, Barhis, Chaturhutra, Ida, Chamasa, Prashitra, Graha, and Agnihotra. One cannot achieve the results of sacrifice unless one observes the strict regulations. In this age, there is practically no facility for performing sacrifices in strict discipline. Yadne Sankirtana Prayarjantihi Sumedasa. Clearly mentioned in Bhagavatam that the yajna for Kali Yuga is Sankirtan yajna. Not all these fire yajnas. They cannot be performed properly. There is no purity. There are hardly any pure Brahmanas. None of us have studied the Chanda Shastra properly. None of us know how to pronounce the mantras properly. And the ingredients required for yajna should be very pure. They are not available. We just commercially buy. Yajna has to be started by chanting mantras and rubbing the special Arani wood, and a fire is created. Nowadays we use lighters and match. That is not yajna in the proper way. So all these fire yajnas, they are not really possible to be executed properly, successfully, according to the vidhi, because that is not the Yuga Dharma. Krishna knows we are not able to do it. Therefore, really the yajna is we should come together, take kartal mridanga, and with devotion just chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar, Nama Hita Hai Sarva Jagat Anistar. Kali Yuga Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtan, Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravartan. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, it is explicitly directed that one should perform Sankirtan Yajna to please the Lord's incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This should be rigidly followed in order to achieve the result of Yajna performance. Prabhupada clearly saying. So further prayers of the rishis we will see day after tomorrow. We'll stop here. We'll continue from verse number 37 next time, Krishna willing. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर हरि बोल. यस, श्यामा किशोरी माता जी.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you
Dandavat.
very much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, in verse 30, we read that, all the planets rest in the Garbhodak ocean during devastation at the end of Brahma's day. But are there any other instances of Lord Varaha or any of Krishna's avatars rescuing other planets? Like, how do they come out? Isn't there a normal process for them to be reinstated? And if yes, why did Lord Varahadev make an exception to rescue the earth?
I don't know, Mataji, what in other, because this devastation takes place every time. And what is the prakriya to save the planets? Earth was specifically rescued in this instance, Shama Kishori Mataji, because Lord Brahma told Swayambhuva Manu to procreate and fill the world with population. And really, the karma bhumi is this earth planet on which we are. We do good activities here, then we go to Swarga. We do bad activities here, we go to the lower planets. So this earth is really the karma bhumi. Not much karma happens in the heavenly planets or in the hellish planets. Because in the hellish planets, we simply go to face punishment for our sins. And in the heavenly planets, we generally go to enjoy the effects of the pious activities that we have performed. But the karma bhumi, the heart, the seat of all activities, is the earthly plane. And the earth planet was submerged. So when Swayambhuva Manu was told to procreate, where does he produce, where does he place the jivas? So understanding his dilemma, Brahmaji started meditating how this earth will be rescued so that the earth can be placed in orbit, and then Swayambhuva Manu can rule over it and produce population with his wife Shatarupa. As he was meditating, Varahadev came. So in this instance, earth was specifically rescued, answering the prayers of Swayambhuva Manu and Brahmaji. But other times when different planets are submerged, how the water goes away, how Brahmaji recreates, how Brahmaji rescues everything. Because Brahmaji creates, then there is partial devastation at night. Sometimes between Manvantar, there is partial devastation. How exactly it goes away, I don't know. I never thought about it.
Is that described later, Prabhuji, in the Bhagavatam or no?
I don't know, Mataji, but I will ask Pavaneshwar Prabhu or Balram Shakti Prabhu, and I'm sure they will be able to give a good answer. But can all of you write down all these questions that I'm not able to answer? So many questions are there. So when we call them as guest speaker, we can just have a Q&A with them. But I will ask Pavaneshwar Prabhu and Balram Shakti Prabhu, how, whenever there is partial devastation, whenever there is complete devastation, how these planets are restored. We saw how Earth was restored by Lord Varahadev, but does it mean that every time Varahadev comes, or how is it done? There must be some other method to it. So we will find out. I don't remember reading it specifically how it happens. I have just heard that there is partial creation and then Brahmaji has to recreate everything, whatever is destroyed, but I don't know exactly how it is done. So that's
because there is life on all planets, right? So this must be a common issue every time. I'll write down this question, Prabhuji, but I don't remember which other questions, but I'll start. I'll write down this one. Thank you. Hare
right
Krishna.
from this one we'll ask. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Shama Vallavi Mataji. Sorry, Ajay Govind Prabhu. Go ahead first. Ajay Govind Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, text 36, purport which we are reading, is emphasizing on Sankirtan Yagna, and in a way it's saying that we do not have capable brahmanas and pujaris to do the yagyas. But anyway, even in this con also we see that the initiation ceremonies are done with the yagya. Nrsimha Yagya is done on Nrsimha Chaturdasi as well as other tithis also for eradications of all the omens and other things. So how do these two things, should be taken in parallel, where we say on one point should not be done and even the temples are also doing and we are offering that services also.
Actually, I had, not I, but this question was asked to my spiritual master, His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And what I remember I heard, I will try to tell.
Mhm.
Maharaj had said that it is not that the yajnas, fire yajnas we are completely incapable of doing them. We are incapable of doing them properly. Similarly, deity worship also. We know, if we just analyze really, the standards of deity worship are not how it was before. Even the ingredients we use for deity worship, it may not, everything may not be first class. There are rare temples like Radharaman temple in Vrindavan where the standards are very high. But even there, they have to compromise.
Mhm.
The way Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami had established is that Radharaman should be bathed with Yamuna water every day. And they stopped that practice few years ago because Yamuna water is so polluted. So Radharaman doesn't get the Yamuna Snan anymore. So this is the problem with deity worship. With time, there will be so many constraints. So just like Ajay Gantru, just like we are not able to do deity worship with the proper standards, that purity is not there. We may wear underwear which has stitching on it. I have seen even dhotis and chadar that we wear, the border sometimes it is stitched. And it is mentioned in the Shastra that if you wear stitched clothing while touching the Shri Vigraha of Krishna, it is like piercing the body of Krishna with the needle. If you don't wear stitched clothes. Matajis wear blouse. Blouse is stitched. Previously, Matajis never touched the deity in the temple. So there was this problem didn't arise, but the petticoat is stitched, the blouse is stitched. Many times the male devotees, they don't wear kopin, they may wear underwear. I have seen that also, especially in America. They wear underwear and go. Don't wear kopin. Sometimes dhoti and chadar border also is stitched. So these are small things. Um, but just like in deity worship, there is compromise. We may offer milk from the market. How many temples can have their own cows? वो market वाले milk में vitamin D रहता है. It is pasteurized. That is just not. It is probably collected 15 days ago. Can you offer milk collected 15 days ago to the deities? No, you milk the cow, boil the milk, and offer it same day. That is the standard of deity worship. So many things are there. They are compromised. We do abhishek on Janmashtami. Only Brahmanas are supposed to do abhishek. But we have Kalash sponsors, and anybody who can afford $351 can do abhishek. So in deity worship, we are not able to really. It's a compromise. Same thing, just like deity worship cannot be done properly in Kali Yuga, yajna also cannot be done properly. But that doesn't mean we don't do yajna. That doesn't mean we don't do deity worship. That doesn't mean we don't do meditation. Meditation also not possible in Kali Yuga, but we do meditation. Gayatri mantra jab karte hai, that is a meditation. No? We are not, even the tongue is not moving. We are just sitting. It's a dhyan. It's a meditation. So we are doing 3 times a day meditation. We are doing puja archana, Narsimha Chaturdashi. During initiations, we perform fire yajna. So we do meditation, we do deity worship, we do fire yajna, but we know that we are not able to do it properly. Even Sankirtan yajna, we are not able to do properly. So Ayendra Prabhu says that these things should just make us humble. He says, he gives a different meaning to Trinadapi Sunichana. He says, Trinadapi Sunichana for us means we should have the humility to understand that I am not fit for any other Yuga Dharma of the previous ages. And even Nam Sankirtan Yatna, I'm not able to do properly. I'm chanting Namabhas. But Krishna, please be merciful. This is all I have. This is the only thing I can do, only thing that is recommended in Kali Yuga. So please empower me to chant the holy name properly. So that is the mood, that we cannot do any of these three things properly, but that doesn't mean we don't do it. We do them because actually in the Shastra, Ajay Govind Prabhu, in the Shastra it is mentioned in the Bhavishya Puran that Bhakti Devi tells Narad Muni that I will cross Bharat and I will cross the oceans and I will go to the foreign lands. And there is a prediction of Srila Prabhupada. And it is mentioned, I don't have the verse with me, but there is a mention that the empowered Acharya will initiate with fire. Have you heard that?
I've heard this in some context, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it is said, it is mentioned in the Shastra, I think it is Bhavishtara Puran, that the empowered Acharya will take Bhakti Devi across the oceans out of India into the other countries, and he will initiate with fire. So there is one lecture of Radhesham Prabhu, 16 predictions of Srila Prabhupada's preaching in the Western world. If you Google Radhesham Das, 16 predictions of, or 18 predictions of Srila Prabhupada's preaching in the Western world in the scriptures. Predictions in the scriptures of Srila Prabhupada. There, Radhesham Prabhu mentions this verse is there. He shows the quotation also exactly, that he will initiate with fire. That word is there. And you see Srila Prabhupada, he initiated with fire yajnas everywhere, which is not very commonly done. So it is mentioned in the scripture, and following in the footsteps of Prabhupada, we also do, during initiations, we do fire yajna. Another reason we do fire yajna is because the fire of the yajna is considered to be the Supreme Lord. And in front of the Supreme Lord, we are taking a vow that I will chant 16 rounds, or I will follow the 4 regulative principles. Also, yajna is a Vedic activity, and it gives a sense of purity, it gives a sense of purpose, it gives a certain seriousness. When you sit in the yajna, you do achaman, you offer the grains in the fire, you circumambulate the fire, you put the prasadi, tika. It gives a sense of seriousness, it gives a sense of commitment, gives a sense of achievement. And it is a Vedic thing. It's in the mode of goodness. So we do it, but we know that we cannot really do it properly. And performing fire yajnas, performing meditation, performing deity worship, we do, but we are not very expert in that. And our main focus is not that. Our main focus is Nam Bhajan. Main focus is not yajna. Main focus is not even deity worship. Main focus is not meditation. Main focus is chanting the holy name and taking shelter of the holy name and just holding on to Nam. Ultimately, it is Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. So it's not that we give up the Vedic procedures completely, because we are a Vedic movement also. But the main focus is not on yajna. Main focus is on chanting the holy names in japa and kirtan. Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Makes
Hare
sense.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Shama Vallavi Mataji, last question.
Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, my doubt is that whether the Neela Varaha and Rakta Varaha both are same, Prabhuji.
So I am also confused because there is Shweta Varaha, there is Rakta Varaha, 2 Varaha devs. Here it is said that he became Tamala Neela, but then it says that he did that to show that he is Krishna, he is Vishnu. Because Krishna has that complexion, Tamala Neela. So to show, because they were confused, is this what creature is this? To convince them that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Ghansham, he manifested that color of Tamal. But whether this is Rakta Varaha, Shweta Varaha, I also need to see. But I think this is Shweta Varaha, because it is the Swayambhuva Manu Kalpa. So I think that was Shweta, but I have to confirm. It must be there in Bhagavatam. We will see. I think it is Shweta Varaha, but I am not 100% sure. Shweta Varaha, Rakta Varaha. 2 times he came. Chakshusha Manvantar and Swayambhuva Manvantar. We'll see both in this chapter.
And my another question is that whether Bhumandala and Earth are both the same, Prabhuji?
No. Bhumandala is the greater part of the universe, and one small speck in that is the Earth planet. So Bhumandala is not Earth.
Swayambhuva Manu is asking Brahma, then he can stay somewhere in Bhumandala. Now, why, where I have to stay? Why he's asking him?
What? Say that again.
Swayambhuva Manu is asking, why, where I will stay? He's asking Brahma. If only Earth is sunk, he can stay somewhere in Bhumandala, then.
Yeah, but Earth is a very important planet where so many kings, so many people, so many human beings will be doing their karma, and it had to be rescued. Even though there are other places, other planets were there, but the Earth had to be rescued. So
Earth is a portion of Bhumandala, Prabhu.
Yes,
Bhumandala
Earth is a so Bhumandal is flat. Remember, some people say that Earth is flat. That misconception comes because they confuse Earth with Bhumandala. Bhumandal is flat, but Earth is Bhugol. It is goal. It is round, spherical. So Earth is a part of Bhumandal.
So what about the other planets from Mercury, Venus, and all these studies? They are also a part of Bhumandala.
We'll have to ask Pavaneshwar Prabhu. We'll call him. He will give detailed explanation. Venus, Mercury, where they are. The Bhumandal. The Vedic cosmology is a little different from our understanding of solar system. Little different. We'll call Pavaneshwar Prabhu. Invite him as a special speaker. We had called him to Atlanta, and 3 days he explained us all this, but now I forgot.
In Chennai also he gave class.
Where? In Chennai?
Yes, Prabhuji.
He's doing PhD now.
During the COVID time, he gave class.
He was telling me that whenever I get invited for Harikatha, I ask them, so what should I speak on? And they say, Bhumandala. Speak on Vedic cosmology. And I tell them, I can speak on other topics also. He has done all three, Bhakti Shastri, all four, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, and Bhakti Sarvabhauma. So he said, I can speak other topics also. I would like to speak Prabhuji, but whenever devotees call me, they tell me to speak on Vedic cosmology only. So, but we'll invite him for Vedic, for all these technical questions. We'll call him. He is very good. Balram Shakti Prabhu also I can request. You know Balram Shakti Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. He
So-
stays near our house only.
Really? In Chennai?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Our Sarojanandini Mataji also knows Balram Shakti Prabhu very well. We'll invite him. I'll invite him. He is very busy, but we'll invite him. But you all write down your questions. Otherwise, we'll forget all this. We'll have to look through all the old lectures, which questions were asked. So all of you who are asking questions and not answered properly by me, you just write them down. We'll ask them. Okay?
But in the Brahma Gayatri, Prabhuji, we say the mantra Om Bhur Swaha. So that is, we are, Karmis meditate on sun, you are telling me. So sun is up to that only, till Swarga. So that is also meditation. Maharloka, Janaloka, and all. It is within the 14 planetary system only. Maharloka, Janaloka. So
Yeah.
sun is in the material world only.
Yes.
So why we are saying only Bhur Swaha?
Bhur Bhuva Swaha, why we are saying?
That sun is giving light only to these three planets. Or what about, because on the Brahma's night, we read that the sun is not effulgent, but it is like glaring during Brahma's night. Why it is like that? Because Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka exist during Brahma's night. Then why is sun is glaring? Why sun is not effulgent that time during Brahma's night?
Mataji, this question also we'll ask. We'll ask Balram Shakti Prabhu or Pavaneshwar Prabhu. how the sun is there during the night of Brahma. I don't know. Is it completely off?
We read in the Bhagavatam in the previous shlokas that the sun is not effulgent, but it is glaring. Sun and moon. That is what we read.
When Brahmaji sleeps, they are not destroyed,
They are not destroyed. They are glaring,
but not bright.
effulgent.
Yeah, so we'll ask. This is a very good question. We'll ask Pavaneshwar Prabhu or Balram Shakti Prabhu. So yes, the karmis, when they chant Brahma Gayatri Mantra, they meditate on the Surya Dev for health benefits and other benefits. The devotees meditate on Surya Narayan, the special form of Krishna, who is the power behind the sun. So they meditate on Surya Narayan, the Vaishnavas. But the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they meditate on Srimati Radharani. This is the teaching of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. There is an article, you can type on Google, Brahma Gayatri Mantra explanation, Saraswat Math. If you type, then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's disciple, Shri Srimad.
Can you repeat, Prabhuji, what I should type?
I will share on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
I will share it on the WhatsApp group. So it is by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. He has written a commentary on the Brahma Gayatri Mantra, where he says that, breaks it up, each word, how Varanyam, everything it means the best, and the best is Radharani. So Brahma Gayatri Mantra is a meditation on Radharani's effulgence, Radha Duty, which Mahaprabhu accepted. The complexion of Radharani, like that. So that is the Gaudiya Vaishnava understanding of the Brahma Gayatri Mantra. But Brahma Gayatri Mantra is Vedic mantra and it is chanted by everybody. The impersonalists chanted, the Vaishnavas chanted, everyone chants Brahma Gayatri Mantra. It's for everyone. And different levels of practitioners, they have different meditation when they chant the Brahma Gayatri Mantra. For Gaudiya Vaishnavas, it is meditation on Radharani. For the Vaishnavas, it is meditation on Surya Narayan. And Karmis, they meditate on Surya Dev for different benefits, power, health benefits, like that, long life. Okay?
We meditate on Radharani's effulgence. Then while doing Guru Mantra, then we should
Brahma
meditate.
Gayatri Mantra, we meditate on Srimati Radharani because she is our Ishta Devi. She is our, our Ashray Vigraha. So we take shelter of Radharani. First, Brahma Gayatri Mantra, we take shelter of Radharani. Then Guru Bij Mantra and Guru Gayatri Mantra, we meditate on our Gurudev. Then Gaura Bij and Gaura Gayatri Mantra, we meditate on Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And during Gopal Mantra and Kama Gayatri Mantra, we meditate on Radha Krishna and specifically what service we want to do to them in the spiritual world. So we meditate on that service while chanting the Gopal Mantra and the Kam Gayatri Mantra. Kam Gayatri Mantra is specifically mantra for getting Radha Dasyam. And Gopal Mantra, whatever Swarup we want, if we meditate on that Swarup and chant the Gopal Mantra, then we will get that Swarup if we chant sincerely. So therefore, second initiation is essential for every devotee, if possible. We should try to get.
Automatically revealed, Prabhuji, what Swarup we want, how we will meditate. How do we know, Prabhuji, that?
No, we don't know, but when we do bhakti, now tomorrow is Radhashtami. So when we hear about Radharani, Srimati Radharani, then a desire develops that I want to serve Radharani. Radharani is so merciful, she's so compassionate. When Krishna takes her mood, he becomes Mahaprabhu. How merciful Radharani must be. How sweet Radharani must be. How delicate Radharani must be. All devotion comes from her. Every bhav, every rasa comes from Radharani. Whether it is Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras, Chandravali, Lalita, Vishaka, everybody is coming from Radharani. Rukmini Devi, Satyabhama Devi, all the Lakshmis, they're all coming from Radharani. How special Radharani must be. How great Radharani must be. So then this desire comes, and then we See, in bhakti, there should be some aim, no? There should be some goal. What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Do I want to... Prabhupada says, go back home, back to Godhead. So Prabhupada kept it very broad. But then as we practice bhakti, there should be some clarity in our heart, what we want to do, where we want to go. Wherein back to Godhead means anywhere in the spiritual world. So do I want to go to Vaikuntha? Do I want to go to Ayodhya? Some devotees may want to go to Ayodhya, the Nitya Ayodhya Dham. Some may want to go to Dwarka. Some may want to go to Golok Vrindavan. Most of us will want to go to Golok Vrindavan because that is where all our acharyas are in our sampradaya. And all the acharyas in our sampradaya are manjaris in the spiritual world. They are made servants of Srimati Radharani, right from Rupa Goswami to Srila Prabhupada. All of them. So when we practice bhakti, slowly, slowly we get a desire that I want to know more about Radha Krishna. I understand we are not the body, we are the soul. I understand threefold sufferings in the material world. I understand the three modes of material nature. And this is important. I will keep reading this, I will keep hearing this. But now I don't want to be in this material world. This material world is a horrible place. Padam, padam, vipadam. All this is there. This is anartha nivritti. I want to give up this world. I want to give up the bad things of this world. I want to give up my bad habits. But with anartha nivritti, there has to be some artha pravritti also. Okay, you don't want this. You don't want this. Then what do you want? What do you want? You want to go to Brahmajyoti? You want to go to Vaikuntha? What do you want to do? What is your bhav? So bhakti has to be performed with some bhav. And slowly, slowly, we should hear from the pure devotees about the activities in the spiritual world. By hearing that, then we develop a desire that I want to be in the spiritual world and serve Radha Krishna in this particular mood, under the guidance of this particular Ragatmika Bhakta. And that becomes just a constant meditation. There was a devotee in Vrindavan sitting in, he was a very, very advanced devotee. And he was sitting in Bhagavatam class. So first it will be first canto, second canto, third canto, fifth canto, fourth canto, sixth canto, like that, slowly, slowly, progressively. And then only the advanced devotees were allowed to sit in the 10th canto class in Vrindavan, in this particular ashram. And this devotee was sitting in the 10th canto discussion, which was for the only very advanced devotees. And that also in the 10th canto, Vrindavan Leela was going on. And Vrindavan pastimes were going on, and he went and sat because he used to never go for Bhagavatam class. So the devotees complained that he never comes Bhagavatam class. So he said, oh yes, 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 I will come, I will come. He used to he used to always be chanting only. 24 hours chanting. So they say, you should come for Bhagavatam class. You are living in the ashram, not coming for... So okay, okay, I'll come, take me, take me. So they took him. So he's sitting, and Gurudev is speaking. 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. 10th canto also Vraj Leela. And the specific chapter that was going on was Dhenukasur, and how Krishna held the feet of Dhenukasur, the demon, and then started whirling him and throwing on top of the tal trees. So this devotee is listening, and then he was not happy hearing this pastime, and he just got up and left in the middle of the Bhagavad. The Guru is speaking, and devotees are watching. First of all, he doesn't come. Now everybody forced him. He came, and in the middle of the class, he's shaking his head, as if he's not approving of this Bhagavatam verse where Krishna is swirling Dhenukasur and throwing him on top of the tal tree, and he just walks out of the class. So the Guru is surprised. The devotees are offended. They go to him. They say, "What is this? How could you walk out in the middle of the Bhagavatam class? It was 10th canto. That also Vrindavan Leela is going on." He said, "Sorry, but this is too painful to my heart. I cannot hear this Bhagavatam description." Why? What happened? He says, "I'm constantly seeing how with his very delicate, soft, flower bud-like fingers, Krishna is holding the chin of my Swamini, Srimati Radharani, as they sit in the Nikunj. And that hand of Krishna is holding the dirty hooves of this ass demon Dhenukasur. And it was such a vikshep. It was such a disturbance to my meditation that I left. And the Guru embraced him with love. He said, "You have got the fruit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. This is very good." That you cannot take your mind out of the Nikunja Leela. So, Hare Krishna. So this is what we want to achieve. So when this desire comes that I want to follow this certain Ragatmika Bhakta, you understand Ragatmika Bhakta? Ragatmika, Ragatmika Bhakta, like Lalita, Vishakha, Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari. So when we develop a special attachment, someone may just fall in love with Madhumangal, his jokes and his mood and just playing. This is what I want to do, and they will aspire for Sakha, Sakhyarati. So like that, some Ragatmika Bhakta, one will develop strong attachment and will keep hearing, keep reading about that personality, and then we'll keep meditating while chanting the Gopal mantra that I want to be like this, I want to serve under the guidance of this devotee. So these are the thoughts that as Bhakti Vaibhava students, we should inculcate privately. We should not discuss these things publicly, but privately we should think. Because otherwise, what are we doing bhakti for? What are we thinking when we are chanting Hare Krishna? What are we trying to achieve out of study of Srimad Bhagavatam? Something in Bhagavatam should just churn our heart, like the Alvar of Sri Sampradaya, Sri Vishnu Chittar. He heard the Sudama story. Which Sudama? The Mathura Sudama, garland maker, how he was making flower garlands, and he just sold his heart at the lotus feet of Sudama. I want to make garlands like Sudama for Krishna and Balaram. I want to make garlands. He became Alvar. He became a great pure devotee of Lord Ranganath. And his daughter was Andal, another Alvar. So some section of Bhagavatam, it could be Gopi Geet, it could be Bhramar Geet, it could be Venu Geet, something should just churn our heart. Shukdev Goswami, for him, it was Barha Pidam Natavar Vapu. So we have to have this. Something should really click in the heart that this is what I want to pursue. Otherwise, for years and years and decades, we can be in Krishna consciousness and then still be fighting over power, position, service. Because in our privacy of our heart, we have not developed a relationship with Radha and Krishna. And these material things, they seem very significant. And we become insecure, we become jealous, or so many other things. Or there is no taste in bhakti. We don't know what we are doing. We think 40 years have passed, 25 years have passed. I have not achieved anything. So bhajan should be done with a purpose. Bhajan should be done with a goal, an end in mind, in sight. That this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want. This is where I want to go. This is who I am. This is the mood I want to cultivate. I am saying these things because all of you are Bhakti Vaibhava students. So slowly, somewhere, this seed has to be planted that I want to develop attachment to some Ragatmika Bhakta. Hello, Jana. Mataji is very late. Sorry.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very
Please
quickly.
let me that I should develop that bhav, Prabhuji. I don't have. You should talk about this, I think, because all here are like-minded persons. You should talk last 5 minutes about this so that we can, some part of Bhagavatam clicks my heart. Nothing is clicking, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. That is your humility. But read the Ashtakams of the Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And if we, Srila Srinivas Acharya's Shad Goswami Ashtakam is very powerful also. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. When we read their Ashtakams, when we read their prayers, then someday something will happen. And
Ashtakam also, Prabhuji, if I read, I memorize it. Then I read it. It is mechanical for me, but I'm not getting that translation part of it. I'm not able to meditate on that.
no, don't memorize. I don't have a single Ashtakam memorized. Don't memorize them, but you read them with the meaning, and then you try to meditate on the meaning. And knowing the meaning, then you can take one verse that really churns your heart and keep reciting it again and again and again. Like Shripad Madhavendra Puri, Ay Dina Dayardra Natha He, Mathura Natha Kadavaloka Se, Hridayam Tadaloka Kataram, Daita Brahmati Kim Karomyam. For him, it was that verse. So like that, you read through it, see the meaning, see what the acharyas are praying, and then just pick out few favorite ones. You have seen His Holiness Shivaram Swami Maharaj, his book, My Daily Prayers. There are not full ashtakams are not there. He has taken one or two verses, his favorite verses, and then he recites them every day, like that. That book is available free online. My Daily Prayers, His Holiness Shivaram Swami. Maybe Mukta Sangha Prabhu, you can share it on the group also. And share Srila Sridhar Maharaj's commentary on Brahma Gayatri Mantra also on the group. You'll find it. Okay, very quickly, I want to see what Ajay Govind Prabhu wants to say. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So there's a verse, Prabhuji, which says, Teneva tu muni shreshta, harina yagya murtina, adi detyo hrinyaksho, hat idi anu shushruma. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that in the Swayambha millennium, the Vara avatar appeared as white and he lifted the earth from the boar. And in Chakshusha Manu, he appeared red and then he fought Hiranyaksha. So there are two incarnations, two different millenniums and two different colors.
Swayambhuva Manu, Shweta Varaha, and
Yes,
Chakshusha Manu, Rakta Varaha.
yes.
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
is 3:14:2 LB, Srimad Bhagavatam.
3:42. Jai. Okay, Shama Vallavi Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.